Alright YouTube, what is good? It's your boy Rebel back with another video, and today we have a new image edit model. So this is FireRed Image Edit 1.0 by the FireRed team. It is created by the Chinese app Red. As far as the key features, it has strong editing performance. So it delivers leading open source results with accurate instruction following, high image quality, and consistent visual coherence. It has strong text style preservation, so it maintains text styles with high fidelity, achieving performance comparable to closed source solutions. It can do photo restoration and multi-image editing. In this examples that I'll provide to you today, I only did single image editing. This is actually a part of a family of models. So you have the edit model, you have the distilled edit model, and then you have the FireRed base image model, which is a text to image model. So both of these are to be released yet, so we will not see the distilled or the text to image until they drop them on Hugging Face. But with that being said, you can click the link in the description and it will pull up the Civet AI workflow I have for you guys, and you can drag and drop it into Comfy and it will look something like this. So I do have, for the people with large VRAM cards, I have the actual full scale diffusion model node right here. So if you do download the full scale model, you can use it here. You can just drag over the string. But I do have the UNet loader hosting the GUF models for this because there are actually a plethora of GUFs. So you have GUFs ranging from around 8 gigabytes to around 21. So whatever your VRAM card can host, you decide which one you want to choose. We have a scaled Qwen 2.5 VL7B text encoder, because this runs on the Qwen architecture. So the clip and the VAE will both be from Qwen image. And then we have our load image. We have scale to pixel, resize and mask, your text encoder nodes, your VAE encode and decode, and your K sampler. So in your K sampler, you're going to be running about 40 steps with a CFG of 4. I just usually run the basic Euler and simple sampler and schedulers with a denoise of 1.0. You can multi-reference in here if you want to scale in, like, 2 more images, you can, but I choose to run single edits on here. Generation times are iffy depending on how much VRAM you use and what GUF you use. For me, I chose the Q3, and the Q3 generates in about 800 seconds for a 1 megapixel scaled edit. One thing I will say about this model is it is very strong with maintaining the preservation of the image. So if you have a character in the image, it's going to maintain the likeness. If you have text in the image, it's obviously from these examples here is going to transfer very well. All of the pixelation was even correct. So pretty strong edit model. I do have some examples for you guys today. Here is your first example. So we have a straight portrait, and I prompted for a 90-degree turn to the right, and she is turned 90 degrees to the right. That would be clockwise. Here we have just a simple basic edit where I threw a tattoo on her face just to see what it would do, and it actually was pretty efficient. The text is spelled correctly. There doesn't seem to be any change in likeness or clarity. Here we have a edit to anime example. I wanted to see the edit capabilities and just, what the model kind of houses for anime. Here we have a zoom out. So I wanted to get a full body image from the portrait, and it executed it properly. Likeness is still attached. And here we have just a basic simple edit of the hair color change. Again, likeness is 1-to-1. This is exactly the same person. The only thing you're going to notice is the scaling. If you chose to, round up the megapixel to the exact size of the image, you could do that and you could scale it accordingly, because you'll notice, like, on her face, you can see the, micro hairs that are on her face in the left image, which is your reference. And you do lose some of that clarity through the scaling during the edit process. So that is something to keep in mind. If you do want the image to stay 1-to-1, you can raise this to the degree. It's just going to have to be converted in an AI to understand the decimal number you're going to need there. Here we have an example of a style transfer. So this is a style transfer to sketch or pencil sketch. Very well done. Likeness is still there. Everything is intact. Here, I just wanted to test like the variability through the edit. So I chose to put the man in a tuxedo, put him at a gas station during sunset. It executed it perfectly. There is, however, you will notice some slight likeness change going on here. Like the nose is slightly different. The lip shape is a little different. So this is not a one-to-one edit, and I just want to make that clear. Also, the food on the plate has somehow changed a little bit, which is very odd, but nevertheless, this is pretty good. And then here, I just wanted to test if I could zoom in on the plate and what we would get as far as clarity. This is pretty one-to-one as far as the original plate goes. I mean, I know it's hard to tell what's going on there, but that's pretty much what's going on there. Might have been a piece of steak originally. Very well done. Here is a great example of maintaining clarity and fidelity during a text edit. So I just changed the color and aesthetic of this image. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it did come out very well. I was happy with this. All right, guys, that's all I'm going to have for you today. Just wanted to get this workflow and this model to you guys because, you know, I enjoy testing and playing around with these edit models, especially when we don't have a base model. It's really nice to get an understanding of what capabilities are inside that data set. If you enjoyed what you saw today, please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving me a comment on the video to let me know how I did. You can also like the video. It genuinely helps the channel tremendously. So go ahead and download this workflow, get those Guff models running, guys, and enjoy a new edit model. All right, guys, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.